If you want this truck, subscribe to win it. Once we hit
3,000.
I'm going to pick one lucky winner to receive this vehicle. After that, we're going to continue to give away vehicles and more products. So please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and we'll get to the fun.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to the show, guys. Today we have the El Chapa Capra. When I first did this build series, there was a lot of changes, a lot of modifications to this 100% custom crawler. It's based off a Rhino Crawler U1 chassis build with a cage on top of it and hacked, cut, and modified to an extreme amount. I had ran into issues when I was using ESC to get this thing going. I managed to get it going with the lowest pinion possible and a low kV motor at 1800. But I had to run it on 4-cell or else the ESC was getting, or the motor was starting to stutter. It wasn't until I pulled apart some other axles. Originally, I had thought that the bevel and the pinion gear in these axles was an 8 and 30. It was not. In fact, it wasn't even an 8 and 27. They are an 8 and 24. So a huge amount of high-end gearing in these. That's fine for the other trucks. I solved that with all its own gearing. But with this one, I'm going to change out the new gears. And what I have here is I have 33 and 8. So we're actually going to be under gearing it quite a bit to give it some serious low speed crawling. And we're going to find out how that's going to work with it. So stay tuned. So these were a pretty cheap set of gears. I didn't pay much for these. I think it was like about $10 a piece. They came with lockers. They are machined and they are extremely well put together. I didn't have to do any shimming on these axles. Spinning nice and freely. Just put some grease in there. So this should be a pretty good fit. So what we're going to do is we're going to try doing the 33/8 undergear to the rear and see what kind of overdrive that's going to get us on the front. Be interesting to find out. And there we have it, perfectly in line. Nothing wrong with that gear mesh, spinning super free. I'm really happy with that. Can't get any more smoother. Like, look at that. That's ridiculous. All right, guys, so let's just see what we got here going on. I have to hold it like this. Is extremely front end heavy. So that is a lot of overdrive. So that's running a 8 and 24 in the front, and then a 8 and 33 in the rear. So that's almost like 50%, I would think. Yeah, it looks about like 50%, 52%, something like that. So we got 1, yeah, 2. So about 50%, 52% overdrive. That's crazy. All right, so let's give this a whirl, see how she does. Oh yeah, just look at the amount of front end on that. That's ridiculous. That might be too much. An unnecessary amount. Now it is cold and it is a bit breezy out here, so bear with me. Might even have to work in the inserts being that it's so cold. Whoa. There we go. Now this vehicle doesn't have any digs or anything crazy like that. It's just pure drive line and clearance build. Look at that tire crinkle on the front though. That's crazy. Now on the skid plate there. See if we can actually do this one now. This is just a little climb. Got to get that right front tire down. It's barely skimming. This little climb here is really super technical. It throws your whole front end all over the place. Your rear wheels are sliding. It's just a crazy angled climb, and I haven't gotten one vehicle to get up here yet. She wants to go though. She's hanging. She is hanging on. There, come on, a little bit more. Come on, get that tire there. Need to hook. Oh, there we go. Oh no, I slid. Ah. We will get her. She wants to. She's right there. Maybe I can take it from another angle. Oh, it's just... Well, let's go try some different stuff. It's almost doable, just not quite. There's that shutter I was talking about. And that's the result of the gearing being too high, which is the reason why I originally wanted to put the 8 and 33 in on both axles. But we're playing around, so. And we are pinched. There we go. Whoa. Yeah, we really pinched our inserts in the rock there. I have to wonder if the amount of overdrive I'm putting into it is causing an issue, because now it's dragging the rear tires so much, it's not able to get them to come up. So we're relying too much on too much pull. As a result, we're not getting enough push. That's a new way to climb that little spot. It's like I need one of those, I think it's a Mias Racing Capra axle skid. Might help. Yeah, we're gonna catching that little nook there. When in doubt, just drive right over it. Don't get me wrong, I've done this crawl a lot of times, but side hilling, again, is not Overdrive's best friend. What'll have to end up happening is I'm going to have to be up on more of an angle this way. Let's back up and try again here. There we go. There we go. Much better. Perfect. Well, it's all about relearning how to drive your vehicle. So overall, that 52% overdrive is pretty killer. The only problem is the ESC wasn't overheating. However, it did severely drain the battery. So that battery is a 850 milliamp 4S battery, and it killed the battery in about 20 minutes of runtime. So very little runtime on that because of the amount of pull happening on the front wheels. I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep it at that. I might, I think I might put in the other 33 into the front and then keep it at 30%, because the amount of battery that it's running, and it's no good for if I want to go out and play for extended periods of time without carrying more than a few battery packs. be interesting for competition for sure, but then you'd have to relearn how to drive with that amount of overdrive. So coming at hills, you want to be more face on than coming up on an angle. That's the other thing. So your lines are going to be a lot different from doing any side hilling. But it makes this build a lot of fun. It changes everything up. So I'm really happy with the gear mesh on that gear. That was a cheap gear that I picked up. Those two gears that I did buy, I bought them from separate sellers from two different manufacturers. And they're just like some generic brands, right? So that one was a really good gear mesh, had no problems fitting into these axles. I really, really love these axles, guys. You can get so many upgrades for them, and just use them in various different things. But yeah, all in all, still love this build. It's super fun and just an amazing little truck. Doesn't look great, but that's not the point. So yeah. All right, guys, that's the end of the video. Thanks for popping in and hanging out with the Capra, or the El Choppa Capra, and we'll see you in the next one. Until next time!
Careful, guys.